So in this section, I will explain about four things. The HTML in the body section, then how to create the HTML tables, and how to deal with forms, and how to make some frames. First is about the body section. So in the body section, last week we learned about the header section, and the idea is still similar with head. However, there are some different way to deal with the body. If you can see here, so the body section describes the viewable portion. So it means we want to show something to the users. And it will be started after the head section. Head means the header. And for the body section, we will start with body. And then end it with slash body. So if you still remember, when we want to make comment, okay, comment means just description without any execution. So you can use the triangle bracket, and then with the exclamatory sign, dash, okay, like this one. So it means the program will not run this part. The program will just show this kind of description. In any kind of language processing tool, they always have the heading section. So in HTML, it's also the same. We can have heading to represent the header of the text, and then we have subheading 2, we have subheading 3, and it will represent by the H1. So H1 means the first heading or the highest one, and then H2, H3, and so on. And it is available until H6. So H1 until H6. H6 is the lowest one. H6 is the lowest one, and H1 is the highest. It means when you show the heading 1, it will be the text will be very big, and H6 the text will be very small. And then we also have what we call as paragraph. Paragraph means just a common text. We will use P to indicate the paragraph. As you may know, in HTML, you will have the beginning and ending. So this is H1, which is the beginning with the triangle bracket. And then this is the ending of H1 with triangle bracket slash H1. The same with this one, H2, this is H3, so this is P. So if we start with P, then it should be ended with also dash slash P. This is started with P, then it should be ended with the slash P. And we will also have what we call as div and span. So if it is div, then everything inside this div it will be considered as a kind of division. So this div will have some kind of properties. So we will check those properties. For example, in this div, before ending with the triangle bracket, we will make some style. So the style can include the background color. For example, in this case, the background color is the sky blue. Then the background color for only that particular div is sky blue. And we will have the text. This is a div. Okay, let's see how we can do this one. Let's make the HTML file. I think at this moment we can just use the Notepad++ like what we used last time. So you can copy and paste from this section. And then you can save as the file. So in my case, I put into the folder ISD 2025, and then I have a folder example. Okay. So in your case, yeah, you can put the file in any place for you to execute the HTML file. Let me use this folder, and then I will create this as the HTML file. Or I can just put this one as all types. Okay. If you see, there is a option, all types. All type means, yeah, you can make any types for your files. Now I will write the title is heading.html. So you can type like this one. So the file name will be heading and the file type is HTML. Then you can see the format now is the HTML format. The first line is the doc type, or this is the document type, which is HTML. And then the remaining part is about the HTML code. So the first is the heading and the title. And then we have the body section. So we will check what is the result. So I will double click on this heading and you can see this is all. So let's take a look one by one. Title. The title is heading and paragraphs. What is this one? This one is the title here. And then we have body. And this is the ending of the body. So the first part is about the heading 1, H1. So you can see the heading 1 is here. Heading 1. This is the biggest letter. And then we have subheading 2. So this is the second largest compared to heading 1. And then we have subheading 3. This is the subheading 3. P is the paragraph. So this is my first paragraph. And the second P is the second paragraph. So this is the second paragraph. If you see the div, okay, so div usually can be represented in one line or maybe in one box. Okay, so let's see, this is a line. So in the line, I would like to use a style and the background will be a sky blue. So you can see the color now it is sky blue only for that section. And then there is a text. This is a div. So you can see the text is a div, and then only this part is the sky blue color. So in the text formatting, there are a lot of ways to do the text formatting. Maybe in the Microsoft Word or in Hangul, it is easy for you to change the text into bold. So usually you can just press Control P, Control plus P. Then it can be changed to bold, or you can press the button in the Microsoft Word, P, then it becomes bold. Or if it is italic, okay, Control I. If it is underlined, Control U, and so on. But in HTML, you need to define using the tag. So if it is bold, then you need to define B as the starting and /B as the ending. I as the starting and /I as the ending, and so on. Okay, so you will have a lot of text formatting. U is for the underline. Sup with P, it is the superscript. Superscript means the upper section of the text, or subscript, SUB, it is the lower section of the text. So superscript, for example, if I want to write 2 power of 2, then this is superscript. Let's say if I want to write in the subscript, I want to have xi, something like this, and it is subscript. Strong. Strong is similar with bold, so it is similar. EM. EM we call it emphasize. So emphasize is similar with the italic. Pre-formatted. So pre-formatted, it has some kind of pre-format based on, for example, the style from CSS and etc. We have block quote. Quote the text block, and we have some information about delete. For example, in a conference or in any kind of event, okay, let's say you want to say the deadline is 28th February 2025, but today is March, so the deadline has already passed, and you want to extend the deadline. Then you can just put, for example, you can make this one as, yeah, you can delete this one, but you want to keep the information to the users. The deadline, the original deadline is 28 February, but you extend into 30 March 2025. So yeah, in that case, you can use the strike through or the deleted text to the user in the HTML format. Okay, so let's see with text formatting. So let's make a new HTML file. Then let me save as. So the previous one, I used the file type is all types, or you can use the HTML. You can see here, there is one option, hypertext markup language. So you can click here, and then it automatically changes to HTML. So you can define what is the file name. Let's say I want to use the text formatting .html. Then we can see this one. Now let's look at the result. So I will do the double click. So the first part is the title. So the title is page title. I think you already know this is the title. And then the body, we have the H1, which is the heading. And then P is the paragraph. And then inside the paragraph, I can change the format. For example, I want to make this sample as an italic. So I can use EM. Do you know what is EM? EM is the emphasize. Okay. EM, emphasize. It means this is the same with italic. And using the EM, it means I want to change this word sample into italic. So this sample becomes italic. But the remaining text, it is still big. And then I would like to make a paragraph. The next paragraph is pre-formatted. So the pre-formatted is something that already pre-formatted by HTML. In this case, this is the pre-formatted from HTML. And then I have the heading 2, more info. So this is another P. Specifically, we are using HTML 1.0 transitional BR. So BR means break. If we use break, it means we will do the line break and then we go to the next line. So we go to the next line after the PR. Okay, after the PR, we will go to the next line. For the other, yeah, you can try by yourself, like P, and then U, and strong, and etc. In the body section, we can also use hyperlink. So hyperlink will be represented with A. And you can start with the triangle bracket A, like this one. Now, for this one, let's see how we can do with several HTML files. So we want to link from one file to another file. Okay. So let's make a file parent.html. And then I want to link a document called form.html on the same server in the same directory. So I will have parent.html, and then I will have form.html, and later on I will have child.html. Okay, so I want to connect 3 different files. How can we create that one? So this is the format. Okay. We will have for A, this one, and then we need to define the href. Href means the HTML reference. So the HTML reference will be form.html. Yeah, just for now, let me just make it blank. So we want to connect 2 different files. And then this is the text to represent how can we link to the HTML file. And then this one is another HTML reference. We need to start with A. And I want to connect to another file, which is child.html. And this child.html, it will be in the folder inside. So if I make the text go to child, there will be a link to connect to this file. The form.html, I will just make it very simple with form. like this one. And then I would like to create a folder inside and create child.html. In the child.html, I want to link to a document that is the parent.html, and I assume that the file is on the same server. The same server means in the same computer. So in the child.html, the content will be this one. Okay, now let's try to work on this one. Oh. Just for simplicity, okay. Just for simplicity, I will not put all the details. Actually, you can put the HTML, head, body like this one. Okay. Just for simplicity, I can put only this one. You can see. So I can save this one into a file HTML. And let me just call it as parent.html. So the format is still in the HTML, even though we don't have the header, even though we don't have the body, even though we don't have the head. Okay, so you can see this is still in the HTML format. And then let's make another file. Let's make the form.html. Okay. The form.html, let's make this one. Okay, so I will make it simple with only this one. So the same, I would like to use this as the HTML file, and then I will make this as form. Okay, and then I would like to create the child HTML, but now create a folder, and the folder name is inside. It is to fit with this requirement because I want to show you how to connect to several HTML files, and the file will be in the different folder. So what I want to do is in this, let's assume this is our server. So I can make a new folder. And then let's assume that the folder name is inside. Okay. And in this folder, I can create another file, which is child.html. And the child.html contain this code. Okay, so I will make another file. And this is the child section. And let me save. And let me save it into the folder inside. So this is the file name. It's the HTML, and then the file name is child. Okay, the file name is child.html. Okay, now let's try to run. I would like to run the parent.html. When you have this, how can I move this? Okay, anyway. So you can see there are two links. Fill our form. Fill our form. And what is the comment? The comment is we can link it to the form.html. So if I click this one, it goes to form 1. What is form 1? form1 is the content of form.html. Now let's go. If I want to move to child, where is child? Child is in the folder inside. So if I click go to child, then it goes to the child.html. So it goes to the inside child.html. Now I want to return back to the parent. Then I can just click parent, then it goes back to the parent.html. So this is a kind of link, or we call it the hyperlink. One file can be connected to another file, and one file can be connected to other file in other folder. Now let's take a look on the detail. In the parent.html, you have a href, it is the HTML reference. I will go to form.html if you click fill our form. The second line is you will go to child.html within the folder inside if you click go to child. Okay. So after you have this one, let's check. If you go to form.html, you will just show form1. If you go to child.html, you will show child as a paragraph, and okay, we have another hyperlink. What is hyperlink? It is to connect to different file, different HTML file. And in this case, I would like to go to the parent.html. Where is the parent? The parent is in the outside the inside. So it means we need to find what is the level up from the inside folder. The folder before the inside is the folder example. But we do not need to specify the folder example. We just need to specify dot dot. Dot means the folder before the inside. Dot slash parent.html. So it means I want to find the parent.html in the folder before inside. Okay, so that's the meaning by this one. So the tag with the hyperlink, it can be in many variations. For example, you can link to an external website. For example, I want to connect to google.com. And when I connect to this link, I want to have some kind of target. What does it mean by target? So the target can be anything. Okay, you can see this one. So for the reference, if you use the external website, always use a full URL. You can see here, HTTP. So now I think you can see some website, they have the HTTPS. So S means the secure. So you need to specify in detail like this one for the external website. So including http dot slash slash. So not only the website name, like maybe with www.somesite.com, or maybe you have www.hof.ac.kr. So you cannot do like this one. You need to completely mention this one. In some cases, this one will not work. Okay. So you need to specify including the HTTP or HTTPS. And also the target. The target can have several options. For example, if I specify blank, underbar blank, it means it will open the link in a new window. If you have underbar parent, so it will open in the parent frame. If you put self, it will open in the current frame. If you put top, it will open in the most top frame. Or it can specify the particular frame name. So it depends how you want to define the target. Now let's see. I will do this one in the parent. Okay, I will put the code in the parent.html. So in the parent.html, I have one more line. So it is an href. It will go to google.com when I click on Google. And the target is underbar blank. Okay, let me check this one. So you can see there is one more item, Google. So if I click Google, then you will see a new window. Google will appear in the new window. How about if I change the option? So we can have underbar parent, underbar self, underbar top. Now we don't have any frame. So if we don't have any frame, it is difficult to understand this one. Maybe we can just do with parent. We don't have any frame, so we cannot see the difference. Let's say if we use the parent, in this slide, it will change to Google. Okay? So it will not create into a new window. So it will change in this window. And it also happened to the other, underbar self, underbar top, because we just only have one frame. So I will explain more about the frame. What does it mean by frame? Different frame will have different way to access or different way to link to the HTML file. And also we can use the ahref to link into an email. So sometimes if you want to say, if you want to connect to the administrator of the website, you can send email. Okay? So when you click, then you will see the Internet Explorer email. Then you can use this one. This is just a kind of example. Let me put here. So I want to send email to this guy. Let's say there is an error in the website. So I would like to put a link, and the link is mail to bugs@example.com, and then question mark. Question mark, it is something, the additional information. The subject on the email will be bug. See, if I refresh, I need to save this one first. Let me refresh. So you can see here, please report bugs here by email only. And then if you click this one, then it goes to some kind of app, or let's say I want to use Outlook Express, then you can go to Outlook, and then of course you can connect to this app to send the email automatically. So I will just skip this one because the email is not real. It is just for example. If you have the real email, you can try with that one. We can also use this hyperlink to connect two different sections. For example, in one web, it can be very, very long. For example, if you go to our university website, and you can see that this web is very long. Okay, you can scroll down, 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 down. So sometimes if it is very long, you cannot figure out which section it is. So we can use what we call as the hyperlink, and we can link to another location in the same document. So for example, I would like to make an ID. So let me make a lot of PR. Okay. And then let's see if I run this one. Okay, so this is the introduction, but it is still not too long. Okay, let me just put more. So the introduction will be somewhere below. Okay, so it is too long. The introduction is at the below part. And let's say I want to go to introduction section. So when you click this one, then it goes automatically to the introduction section. So how do we do this one? At first, we need to define the introduction section. It will be, for example, heading 2, and then we need to define the ID. So one section in the tag, we can define ID. Let's assume that the ID is section 1. So this one, it can be anything. It is the variable name. So the ID is section 1, and okay, if I click go to introduction, I will use a HTML reference. I would like to go to the section 1, and okay, you need to put the shop. Shop means the section that you have in the same page. So shop, it will check what is the ID that you already defined. Let's say I change this one into sec1. Then you need to change this one also to sec1. So the ID and the reference should have the same name. Okay. Now let's see. So I will like to go to introduction. Then it goes to introduction. Now you can see here the information is becoming sec1. So what you define the idea, then it will follow the ID information. So this one is free. You can define by yourself what is the ID, what is the good ID for the section. So let's say you want to define your ID into a particular file. In this case, you can define in the same document. So you just use shop. But how if the ID is in different document? So link to a specific location in another document. Then you can use the ahref. Let's assume I have this file, chapter3.html. Then you can define the name of the file, this one, and then define the section that you want to go. So chapter3.html sharp section 3.1.1. Then it will connect to this file and then it will go to this section. So let's assume that in the chapter3.html you have this div id and section 3.1.1. Then it will show in this part. Okay. So you can try by yourself for this one. I have this one. I think the idea is the same like what I explained before. Let's make this one. So the name is linked to the same document.html. Okay, let me just make link document. Link document.html. Okay. I think it will not be so long. Link document, yeah, everything is here. So let's say the introduction is in the same page, background is this in the same page, and project history is in the same page. Let's see like this one. Okay, if I go to some background, okay, it will go to this section. If I click project history, then it moves directly to project history. Okay. And then let's say if I want to connect to the, yeah, because this is, yeah, I just use the dot dot dot. So you can make longer later to find out how this ahref works if the document is long. Okay, let me stop here. Let's have a break. I will continue after the break.